I will give it to WWE. They know how to follow up a lackluster pay-per-view.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
What is going on, guys? My name is Brandon from Your Average Noob, and oh my god, would we have a Raw tonight? So first thing that went down on Raw, they talked about Fastlane, and JBL talked about how Brock Lesnar put Roman Reigns into a Chimera lock. Good for you, JBL. But of course, we had the Vincent J. McMahon Legacy of Excellence Award, which for the last, 3 weeks? We've been hearing about it. It was all a work. It went to Stephanie McMahon, and she came out to give her acceptance speech, and then there came the money. Shane McMahon, where did you come from? Where did you go? How did you get back Shane McMahon? Oh, if you don't know what a shoot is, it's basically when they speak the truth. Shane shot on the WWE tonight, talking about how Stephanie and Hunter and Vince have kind of rode the company into the ground. Look at the stocks. Look at the plethora of injuries. Look at the viewership. He got a huge pop. And he's obviously a face after he snubbed Vince's hug. And of course, they make the match. There it is. We knew Undertaker's opponent was going to be somebody who was not on the active roster. It's Shane McMahon. WrestleMania. Hell in a Cell. If Shane wins, he gets control of Raw, which basically means he gets control of the company. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking, okay, he's not going to win this match. Obviously, he's not going to win this match. Undertaker's going to, put him down, and everything's going to go on. But the interesting thing about this match is Undertaker's effectively a heel now. How does WWE work this build up to this match now? Because Undertaker's a heel because he's helping out the Authority, who kind of in reality, not only in reality but also in storyline and reality, are heels because they haven't been doing that well for the business lately. This storyline's merging the lines of reality and entertainment together, and it's really going to be interesting to see how they work this for the next couple weeks going into Mania. Twitter blew up when Shane came out. It was incredible. I checked my phone, it was just everywhere. It was, you couldn't get, Shane McMahon was trending on Twitter like that. Now, I know everyone wants to talk about Shane. I might do a separate video on it just by itself, but we have to get through the rest of Raw first. Next up was the Spot Fest with Neville, the Lucha Dragons versus the New Day. Actually, a really well done match. Sin Cara looked really good. When was the last time I was able to say that? I know he was out with an injury, but he didn't really put on anything like that last time we saw him with the Lucha Dragons. Really good match from Sin Cara. Good match in general. I loved it. And the New Day went over. Paul Heyman was there. I love Paul Heyman. And Brock Lesnar was with him, Paul Heyman made love to that microphone again, just working magic, and then out came Dean Ambrose in an ambulance. Now, before Raw, they had showed that Brock Lesnar just beat Dean Ambrose senseless, got him into a stretcher after beating him in the parking lot of the Joe Louis Arena, which was very Attitude Era-esque for me, which I don't know how to feel about that. I mean, it was very old school to have that kind of attack happen. It reminded me of NWO and WCW and Attitude Era WWE. But I digress. So Ambrose comes out, just falls out of the ambulance. It's amazing how he could barely walk. He was selling that he could barely walk after the attack, but he drove an ambulance all the way back from a hospital. I'm assuming he stole it from the hospital and drove it to Joe Louis Arena and could barely walk still. And of course, that booked the second Mania match of the night, Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in a street fight. No holds barred, last man standing street. It's a street fight with no holds barred. I think we saw the new formation of possibly the New Day's opponents at WrestleMania. Y2AJ? I mean, okay, if you're not ready to bring up Enzo and Cass yet to the main roster, okay, mate, leave them in NXT, but if you want to form Y2AJ, I'm more than happy with it. Just let them have the belts so we can solidify AJ even more. We have to slowly bring him up. A lot of people are saying, oh, he should get an Intercontinental title chance. I'm okay with any gold around his waist. I'm okay with any gold around AJ Styles' waist as long as he gets some gold to solidify himself as a player in the WWE. And also Y2AJ went over in their match against the Social Outcasts. Imagine that. Usos versus Ascension. Usos win. I don't care. Moving on. So we had the Wyatts at the Titans in a rematch of last night's match at Fastlane. It was going very well. Luke Harper was back, which was very nice to see because after that shell botch he took last night from Ryback, I wasn't sure if he was going to be out there tonight. And when I was watching right before we went to commercial, actually I didn't see Luke Harper. I'm like, shoot, he's not there. But he was there after the commercial break. I just didn't see him, and I was very relieved. And then Ryback turned his back on Kane and Big Show. Heel turn? Yes? No? Maybe so? I don't know. And his promo afterwards didn't really solidify anything either. He didn't really pull off a heel promo, but it wasn't a face promo either. And during the match, there was clear Goldberg chants, which later turned into Gilbert chants, I'm pretty sure. The joys of black tights. Harper pulled off a really impressive Michinoku driver in the match as well against Ryback. I don't know if he was trying to break Ryback's neck for almost breaking his shoulder last night, but very nice match by Harper. He spent most of the time in the match for the Wyatts, and he looked really good. Watching that match kind of made me wonder if the Wyatts are maybe going to break up at some point, though, because the Wyatts have no storyline heading into Mania. It's either they're not going to be in anything, they're setting it up very late, or maybe the Wyatts are going to turn on each other. Next match, Sasha Banks took on some jobber, Naomi. I've been tried to be convinced that Naomi's a good worker, which she's a good worker. Okay, fine, I'll give her that. She can wrestle. I just don't like anything about her. Nothing. So maybe that just makes her a good heel. Maybe that's it. So Sasha versus Naomi. Naomi goes over the bank statement after Becky comes out, take out Tamina. Hashtag get Becky a date with Brandon, because her hair's still red. Somebody told me it was blonde last week, and I wasn't doing that, but it's still red. She's fine. And then after the match, Charlotte came out, and why are Charlotte's promos so monotone? You're in the WWE. You should have an expressive voice. You shouldn't be just one sound all the time. Like, that's what Charlotte's promos sound like. Becky, Sasha, you want to see who's going to take me on at WrestleMania? You two are going to have enough. Like, literally, if there was a time I had to go deaf, it'd be during a Charlotte promo, just for that reason. Then the final headline match of the night, if you want to call it that, Sheamus versus Roman Reigns. Sheamus came out with the League of Nations. Why did they have all these factions come out all together and just stand near the ring? Can you imagine, back in the mid-90s, if the NWO came out with all their thousands of frickin' members at that point and just all stood around the ring? Like, just stop it. Come up by yourselves. If you're a good enough heel, you can handle it by yourself. You don't need 3 other dudes sitting at ringside with you. It's stupid, it looks stupid, and it just is stupid. Stop it! Of course, the match ended up in a no contest because Triple H came out to break up the thing. And Shane McMahon wasn't the only return we saw tonight. We also saw the return of blood. Triple H just totally wrecking Roman Reigns, just feeding him fist in the face, and Reigns was just pouring out from his face, and then he took the pedigree onto the metal steps, and that's where we ended Raw tonight. Not gonna lie, after last night's Fastlane, I was like, this better be a good Raw, and you know what? They delivered. They set a lot of stuff in motion for WrestleMania, and it came off really good. It came off very organic. The whole Dean Ambrose versus Brock Lesnar match is very organic. That build-up's been excellent, and it's going to probably keep on being excellent. The Shane McMahon versus Taker thing was just out of nowhere. They're continuing the Divas title build-up very well. I'm okay with that. If AJ Styles and Y2J are going to be the guys who take on the New Day at WrestleMania for the tag team titles, I'm okay with that. Everything's starting to go in motion now after an eventless Fastlane. Why didn't you do some of this stuff at Fastlane? But those are just my opinions. Let me know what yours are in the comment section down below. Let me know what you thought of Shane McMahon's return. Remember to leave a like or dislike on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell all your friends about the video. And if you don't mind, I have to go get ready to play Far Cry Primal tomorrow. Like, literally, I have to work till like 3, and then I'm coming home and I'm not doing anything else but playing Far Cry. That's it.